What is your favorite and least favorite thing about each other?
Ooh. We about to spill some tea.
It's time for the first Q&A on everything Kyle.
It's time. It is well overdue. We need to do a Q&A for you guys. And I went on, I asked Instagram what y'all wanted to know. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go over there, give me a follow, so that way you could submit your questions too, and catch up with things we have going on.
I feel like some of these are going to be some on Reedhead Homestead, some on everything Kylie, some on family in general. It was a lot of good questions. We were
Lots of good questions. Yeah, if you guys are new here, I do have a main channel called Reedhead Homestead. So some of these questions are going to be related to DIY because that's the primary of what we do, and primary of how you guys, a lot of you know me and know me for Reedhead Homestead. Yeah. So anyway, let's jump into the first question. We have them all written down here. So what's the first one?
Where did you guys meet?
So we met at community college.
Yep. MCC,
Mesa Community College, for those of you who are local.
Psych class.
Yep, we were in a psych class, and Mark did not talk to me for like 3 months.
It was
so rude.
I was in a wheelchair. And I don't know if you guys have seen the psych class, but it's auditorium style. Psych 101 is like so many dang students in it.
Yeah.
And so I was at the very back because of a wheelchair, and she was in the very front. And so like every time class let out, like we couldn't see each other because I'm already out the door or I'm last out the door.
You just didn't talk to me, and it was so rude. Yeah, and everyone in my house, like all my siblings, like everybody knew you as hot guy from psych class.
Really?
Yeah, because that's what you were. I didn't know your name, so you were just hot guy from psych class. And so every day I'd be like, hot guy from psych class looked at me today. You know, I was obsessed with you. Yeah. But anyway, one day I finally ran into him on purpose.
Almost knocked me over.
And I was
in like a crutch at that point.
Yeah, and you were like, well, I guess this means we should talk now. I guess this means I should get your number. I was like, do you think? You think? Like, hello, I've been waiting.
And then the rest is history.
Rest is history. When did you guys get into DIY?
Do you want to say it at the same time?
No.
1, 2, 3.
No, we're not that cheesy.
1, 2, 3.
No.
When did you guys get into DIY? You didn't do it together.
No.
I would say our first house kind of broke us into it because we did do a couple.
We did a little bit over there.
I mean, we enclosed a carport. We added concrete pads in the back.
We had a lot of help with all that.
But we didn't do any of that ourselves. That was, heavily helped with your dad and family and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
When we bought this house, I was pretty certain that we were just going to hire everything out, and it was going to take a long time. And I was going to be okay with that. And
then she got her first quote, and she was like, no.
I was like, this is not gonna work. And then I was starting to realize everything was gonna take so much time, and
you had to be okay to live in it.
And I had to be okay to live through it. And I was struggling. But
you really grew into it. I mean,
I did, and now I've totally embraced it. When we found this house, and it was like a time warp. Like you walked in and it was
1980.
It was 1980, you know? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the one! This is the house! This is for us!
I haven't even seen a picture yet, and she's like, I found our house. We need to hurry up and get a bid on it. And I'm like, well, can I see it? Okay, fine.
I was like, this is the one. And when he saw it, he was like, out of all the houses we've looked at, this is the one you want. He was like, this is gonna be so much work. Oh my gosh.
It was a complete gut job.
It is. But anyway, here we are, and it's been the best thing ever, and we love our house. Okay, how come we don't have kids?
I mean, we have dogs.
We have dogs.
I'm just not, I like to tell people that I'm not really responsible. I tend to stay up late or
but what all of you guys
randomly.
But what everybody sees is how great you are with all my siblings and how much they all love you. And so
well, that's just easy because I get to leave. I get to leave after.
That's right.
It's really easy to be a star parent when you don't have to be a parent for more than 1 hour.
Right.
Like
yeah, it's like all the hard stuff is we don't deal with any of that.
I mean, Kylie and I have always talked about it. We've never really seen kids.
as part of our.
I mean, we have names picked out if it ever happens once we're ready for it, but we're not in a place where either of us are ready for it yet.
Yeah,
so.
we both just, and you know, oddly enough, we're both on the same page. We both have a pact with each other that if we decided that one of us was like, hey, you know, I really do want to have kids. I'm really ready.
Start planning.
Yeah, then we just have that conversation together.
It may happen at some point.
You never know. If it happened, if we got pregnant, we would be so happy and elated about it.
We already have all the names picked out.
Yeah.
More than enough.
That's the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, okay. But also, like, that's probably, like, that's our top question.
Oh, on every video.
On every video is why don't we have kids?
Why don't you give Mark a child?
Okay.
Why don't you put a baby in Kylie?
I don't know why. It doesn't bother me at all, like, when people ask us that.
Oh, it bothers everybody else.
It bothers everybody that we don't have kids, but it doesn't bother us. But it only bothers me when, like, we get comments of, like, people saying, like, why don't you give Mark a baby? And I'm like, who says it's my fault? Why am I the one that has to be on the hook? Like, we're in this together. We have an agreement together. So it's not just like he doesn't want kids and I don't, and I do, or, you know, it's not like this.
Or like I want kids and you don't.
Vice versa. It's not like that. We're both literally on the same page. I know that's probably hard to believe, but it's the truth.
Yeah, listen, okay? It'll happen at some point. We just don't want it to happen right now.
That's right.
What is your favorite and least favorite thing about each other?
Ooh. We about to spill some tea.
We'll start on a positive
note. A positive note. Okay, you go first. What's your favorite thing about me?
She is very detail oriented.
Okay.
And I love that because I am not. I am big picture kind of person.
Yeah.
I'm very much big picture.
You're like, this is where we're going, and I'm like, here's the steps of how we're gonna get there.
I think it's why it makes me look so laid back.
But I don't think you love that at the moment sometimes.
Well, depends on the thing, but we'll get to that in a second.
So what's your least favorite?
No, you have to do your favorite.
Oh, we're keeping it just positive.
Yeah.
No, I think you should spill the tea. Are you scared?
No, I'll do it after your favorite things.
Okay, well, my favorite thing about Mark is his heart.
It pumps. I have low breath. I don't have low blood pressure, high blood pressure.
That is not what I meant.
Oh.
That is not what I meant.
I don't have an irregular heartbeat.
No, my gosh. Okay, Mark has the best heart ever. You have to know, like, he would do anything for anybody. At any time during the day. Like, no, I literally, like, if someone says they need help or like whatever.
I think it's family.
You are always.
I'm like that way with family, not so much with people.
You're always the first person to like offer to help, offer to do something, whatever. He's always on like, his moral compass is so straight, you know, like you never, I don't know that I've ever seen you waver. Like you have
I have strong ethics.
Ethics, yes. You have really strong ethics. Straight and narrow all the time.
Diamond ethics, you can't cut that.
Yeah, no. Okay, so what's your least favorite thing?
My least favorite thing has to do with her being so detail oriented. She's detail oriented down to food. So she's not feeling like, if Italian is served at dinner, oh no, let's do the reality. Let's say that we're having Mexican for dinner, right? And it's already been bought, or it's already been made, or it's already there. And she says, you know what? I don't want this, I want Italian. Then we're going to have Italian. Or if we're out in the middle of a job and we need food, it's like, no, we can't go to the nearest burger joint. I feel like having salad and go from 8 miles away. You know, like,
I am a mood eater. And yes, it does drive him absolutely up the wall.
Because food is just fuel.
Eat. He just doesn't care. Like he'll eat whatever. I can only think of like one thing that you have stopped eating in like our entire marriage. Like you are the least pickiest eater I've ever met in my life. You'll eat anything.
The other thing is that it also bleeds over into personal life. So like even though you might have a fix for something, or even though it might work and it's not like the exact right color of vehicle or the exact right color of shade of wood, like it would work and it would still look beautiful, but it's like, it's not right, do it over.
Yeah, I'm kind of particular about that. Okay, so let me tell you my least favorite thing. You're all things. You're like, there's multiple. No,
There
I'm just
are.
kidding.
I know there's things.
Kidding. No.
You can't be married as long as we have and not have, things that you love, but always just like, you have to always test your patience.
I know. Yeah, that's probably
the best way.
That's probably a great way to put it, is that you test each other's patience, right? I mean,
in a positive way.
In any marriage. I mean, come on. Any marriage, any relationship, you have things.
Yeah.
And I would say that the things that bother me about you are more just like pet peeves.
Oh.
So it's, you know what I mean? Like if anybody did them, it would piss me off.
Anybody.
No,
okay, not just me.
Not just you.
Okay.
But probably I'm gonna say, the thing that probably bothers me the most, my least favorite thing.
Do it.
Only when I am in the other room and he tries to talk to me from the other side of the house. And I'm like, I do not have good hearing. Like, I do not. And
I think that's more of a difference between us, because I can't see worth a crap. Obviously, I have glasses, and but I can hear like a bat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like, babe, I'm gonna go get a soda. Okay.
Swear. Okay, our next question. How old are we?
How old are we? Okay, well, you're 21 forever.
I'm just kidding.
And I'm turning 31 this year.
Yeah.
You're turning 29
I'm going to turn 29 this year. I'm 28. So, yeah.
I'm 31.
We're getting up there.
At 29, you get to start telling people that you're 29 for the next 7 years.
Exactly. So I'm going to be 29 until I'm 40. I've already decided. You guys are going to be like, dang, she looks good. Like, what can I say? No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
All right. And then this one's kind of a two-parter, because it's how much time do you spend on DIY projects in your day job?
Ooh.
And then do you guys still have day jobs?
Okay. I'm going to answer how much time do we spend on DIY projects first. I would probably say, okay, so when we were working full-time, that leads us to the next question. We do work full-time. We work 24/7. No. So I quit my job, my full-time job, back in September. So it's been a while. But I will tell you guys that when I was working full-time, I was working full-time and then I was working full-time. You know, I was doing
DIYs. It'd be like you'd get off at what? 4:30
I'd get off at 4, and I would sometimes I'd try to have the quickest meal that I possibly could eat, and then I would work until, sometimes 11, sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning. I was just working all the time. If you're doing projects on the side of your, you work full time and you're doing DIYs on the side because you're fixing up your house or whatever, you're not gonna feel like doing that every single day because you're tired, Yeah. I mean, you get off work and you've already worked all day and then you gotta do more work. Like it's, for the longest time it was, especially when we first started with this house, it was just like our weekends, all weekend was
Weekends and
spent
after work was working on the house.
Working on the house, and that's kind of what you sign up for when you buy a house that looks like it's from the 80s.
When you buy an investment property,
yes,
will make money.
That's just the way it goes.
That's what you do. There's sweat equity.
There's some sweat equity there, but it's luckily for me, I fell in love with it, and
even though we're
wanted to make it my full-time gig
now.
Yeah, so now we work a lot.
Yeah.
So,
but it's more enjoyable than working 2 jobs.
It is so much more enjoyable. So I decided to leave my job and have not regretted it a day since. I have been so happy working for myself. It's hard because I'm really hard on myself, but I'm learning. And you just one day at a time.
It's that perfectionist in you.
Yes.
And then I actually quit before her. I quit my full-time job in March and started
of last year, like of 2022.
Of 2022. And then I started a brand deal agency. I do it, you could call it influencer management. I just negotiate brand deals. I get brand deals for a couple people. And it's been very fun.
It's been awesome.
Yeah. So the next question is how long have you been married?
Forever.
Forever.
We've been married a long time. We are
2014 was when we got married.
Yeah, so we'll be celebrating 9 years in September this year. which is crazy. We're really excited about 10 years.
I feel like we just got married like a year ago.
Oh my gosh. And look, we were just talking about this the other day, like how fast time has flown by.
Oh yeah.
And we're excited to be almost to 10 years. We were together almost a year before we got married. So really we've been together for like 10 years, which is crazy. It's absolutely wild.
That's way too long.
It's way too long. We love it. Okay.
We've been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Does Mark have siblings? Yes.
Yeah.
I have quite a few. I have 2 older brothers, 1 older sister, 1 younger sister, and 2 parents, both still married to each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty standard American family.
He's got a lot of family. I will tell you guys a secret that on one of the last bathroom renovations that I did over at Mark's parents' house, the one with the dark vanity, for those of you who saw that, that is Mark's sister's bathroom. So she lives at home with, just lives right there. That's her bathroom, actually.
What are the things that are not worth DIY, but better to just buy or pay to get done? I'm gonna guess this really translates to, which would you rather pay to have someone else do versus do yourself?
Well, I think in every project, do what you feel most comfortable, and then even if there's some things that you're like, I can do it, but it's outside of my comfort zone, like, then push yourself to do that so you can gain new skills. That's what has happened with us. If there's parts that I'm like, oh no, I am not doing that, then I would hire that out. One thing that's on my no-no list is tile removal. You guys have heard me say it before. Tile removal, I will hire that out any day. I don't care how much it costs to do that.
It's one of those things that we have the skill, but we don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to do that. It's worth.
I think that breaks down my anytime I look at any type of job that we're doing, it's more of like, which one's gonna hurt more to do myself versus pay someone else to do it.
Right. So like, you just have to do your homework, do your research and everything like that, and you'll get there. And don't be afraid to push yourself. But for me, it's like that hard, like physical labor stuff. Like, no, I'm not doing it. Okay.
All right. Do you plan the whole room vision ahead, or does it come together as you go?
Okay, so that's kind of probably a question for me. I think, yes. Both. It's a yes and yes. I do like.
Are you saying it's a mixture?
Yeah, it's definitely a mixture. I more so will plan a room ahead of time and like have all of my like things picked out for the room, maybe like furniture pieces or whatever. I don't know. I kind of will pick all of that stuff out and have a very good idea of how I want the room to come together. And I also like to do mood boards a lot. So I would just use Canva, or you can use PicMonkey. I use Canva usually for my mood boards, and I will put everything together so you can really kind of get an idea of the colors, how they're gonna come together, your finishes, how those are gonna look. Like, doing a mood board will help you get the end result that you want, like so much. So it's so helpful, it's so much better. But sometimes I'm like, okay, I have to see this paint color in the room for me to know what color I need the vanity to be, or whatever. You know what I mean? I have to sometimes I have to put the puzzle together one piece at a time. I have got a lot of practice compared to where I started.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is that you can have the best plan in the world, but not every plan has every contingency in place. There are just some things, because every house is built different. They're not a gingerbread house. They're all built very different. A contractor was used on a different one every single time.
I like that. This is not a gingerbread house. I like that.
There's surprises in the walls. So you have to give yourself that ability to be able to
be
flex
flexible
beyond that plan.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you think the amount of money saved in DIY projects is worth the effort?
It depends. But overall, I do think so. Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, and it's one of that time-old sayings that says, there's sweat equity in a property, and what that boils down to is the more you do yourself, the less you're paying someone else to do, and even though it might take longer, you make more money in the long run.
Right, you're gonna have to put some sweat equity into something. Also, for me personally, the skills that you gain is worth every ounce of effort because
And the amount of patience you learn to have for each other.
That's true. No, definitely the amount of skills. Like you're gonna pick up skills, and as you learn skills, it's like just this building block and a building road of just learning and growing as a person. I look back at like where I started and I don't even know who that person was anymore.
When we were very first married, we couldn't do anything
Nothing.
without her calling someone to make sure that we were doing it the right way.
Or
I'd be
like,
yeah, I fixed this before, and she's like, no, that's scary, don't touch the house.
okay, I'll never forget in our last house, I'll just share this quick story. We did we got some old cabinets from Mark's parents' house that they took out of their
Actually, it was from their office reno.
right, from their office, yeah. So we put these cabinets in our office, and in that process, we had to cut the baseboards. And I was like, oh my gosh, the baseboards! I was like, don't cut the baseboards. Do you remember this?
I know.
Yeah, I was literally freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, baseboards. And now, baseboards, I'm like, tear them off. I don't care, whatever. Like, baseboards are like the easiest thing.
Yeah.
But where you're at in your journey is gonna, change that.
It's like our tree story when that tree fell over and I had to hold the tree up because it was too heavy.
Right.
And it's raining and I said, okay, well, we need to get this tree up, so you have to cut. So do exactly as I say.
Right.
She's like, I can't use the circular saw.
I couldn't do it.
But she had to. She had to learn on the fly, right?
I did.
There.
And I did it. And then I was like,
tree.
okay, power tools can be intimidating, but don't let them be intimidating. You know?
Yeah.
They're like your best friend. I love tools.
Are you getting paid for family work?
Ooh, good
we get
question.
Paid in smiles and love and good time. Basically, family covers materials, and we do the project. And the reason why we do that is because if we were doing this professionally, we'd probably charge people. But
of course,
since we're filming,
I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But since we're filming in their houses, like my sister's project took us a couple of weeks, so we were. Because you were still working full time during that time.
Yeah, and she doesn't live like super close.
Yeah,
so.
she lives city over, and so we had to like do that whenever Kylie had free time.
Yeah.
And so that was like at night, maybe 4 hours at a time. And so when you're doing that and you're in someone's house and a project that takes 1 week takes like 4 or 5, it's like we can't charge you money for that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't.
Plus our equipment's everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. You got noise at night. When and how did you decide to start DIYing on bigger projects? I guess, that's a good question. I guess just confidence level.
Yeah, it's just one of those, it kind of goes back to like the building blocks of as we've learned more skills and have gotten more comfortable doing things or pushing ourselves in another way, it's just kind of happened over time on its own. I also wanted to quit my job so that way I could get into doing bigger projects, because the bigger the project, the more time that you need to do that project, of course. So having the time to be able to do those things is really what has pushed us into that. And I think that question kind of comes from where we're at with the current project that we're working on, with doing an entire house, remodeling literally an entire house in the sense of like a flip, that is something that if I was working full time, I would have been like, no. I just wouldn't have been able to do it. So now that we have more time in our schedules and we're able to work together, it's just kind of worked out. So, and we're still pushing ourselves. Don't think that what you see is like, I'm still uncomfortable. I'm still outside of my comfort zone, but good things are outside of your comfort zone. So.
What is your guys' favorite thing to do?
Be together. Be together. Camping.
Eat.
We
like eating together.
Yeah.
Sleeping in
the same bed. We're keeping it PG. Just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, we love to go camping. We love to ride bikes. Some of you are asking if we're going to be doing more camping videos this summer. Yes, we definitely will. I think once we wrap up the project house that we're working on, once we wrap that up, we will definitely be doing some camping. I'm really excited to get the trailer out, but right now we're just, that's all of our time.
As soon as that house is done, we're on vacation.
Yeah. So, okay.
Call me at the beach. Just kidding. If money/time weren't an issue, where in the world would you like to travel? It reminds me of like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
I don't know what that means.
You never saw that old show?
No,
from like
I don't
the
know
90s?
what that means.
They revamped it on Netflix.
I don't know what that means.
So what would you do if you had all the time and money?
I would go to Switzerland.
She really wants to go visit like Northern Europe.
Yeah.
Is what I would
I would love to go to Europe, like so much. I would love that. So, yeah. What would you like to do?
Well, I've already been around Europe, so.
You've been all over. He's traveled literally.
I've traveled a lot of places.
He's been everywhere.
I mean, I would love to, I haven't done Panama yet. I would still love to do more of South America because I've done more of like the middle America is what I would say. Like
okay.
I don't know. I just kind of want to go visit like some more of the Asian and South American and like.
You and your sister were talking about going to Japan.
Oh, I would love to do Japan.
I've been nowhere basically, so it'll be anywhere that I go. I'm like,
you just got your passport too.
I did, so I would love to actually do like a whole loop. Like if we could take our trailer and go like up into like, I don't even know, like Utah and into Montana and Wyoming and like just do like this whole entire loop, come back down like maybe through Oregon to California to come home. That would be so cool. I would love to do that. So maybe one day we'll do that. Yeah. We're gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed our Q&A.
We sure did. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was really fun. It's fun to take a trip down memory lane on a few things too. You know? I love that.
And whether or not you like our opinion, you had to listen to it.
Whatever.
Listen to our opinion.
Oh my gosh, this was really fun. I hope you guys feel like you got to know us a little bit better as well. We haven't done a Q&A in like
a year.
Forever.
2 years?
I don't even know. It's been like so long and that video is...
We should do more because they're so easy to do.
We love it because we feel like we get to connect with you guys too when we, get to do something like this. So anyway, thank you so much for being here and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye!